The IRS scandal reaches into the White House. That's what we'll talk about today. The developments and revelations last week at the hearing of the House Oversight Committee, combined with the evidence that's in the Inspector General's report, really paints a pattern and sets up a timeline that indicates that the IRS scandal directly reached into the White House. The pivotal figure in this is a guy named William Wilkins, who is a very close person to Obama. In fact, before he was appointed to the IRS, he was Jeremiah Wright's lawyer. And Wilkins is one of only two political appointees at the IRS that is appointed by Obama. All the others are civil service people. So his contacts are absolutely pivotal. The timeline reaches back to July and August of 2011, when there were a series of meetings that involved the General Counsel's office, in which the discussion was whether Tea Party groups should have a uniform template in their audit, or whether, as with every other person audited by the IRS, it should be customized to each individual group. They decided on the template. But what's important about that is that the General Counsel's office was in that meeting, which means that he knew about this as early as the summer of 2011. Then 8 months later, in February and March of 2012, there were a series of emails back and forth because the issue arose, would the IRS require these tax-exempt groups to reveal their list of donors? The result was no, they wouldn't, but they might come back and ask for them in the future. But the important point is that the General Counsel's office was part of that email chain, so it knew about the effort again. Then we get into really pay dirt territory. On April 25th, the General Counsel of the IRS, this guy William Wilkins, sent out a ruling to his people, setting forth certain conditions that had to be met in the Tea Party audits. The specific nature of those conditions isn't important. The point is, this was from Wilkins, and he was directing how the audits were to be done. Back in April of 2012, 6 months before the election. On April 25th, that is. On April 23rd, 2 days earlier, Wilkins met personally with President Obama in the Roosevelt Room of the White House. What happened at that meeting is not known. And the next day, on April 24th, the director of the IRS, Shulman, the only other political appointee at the agency, also met with the president at the White House. And then on the 25th, the third day in a row, the General Counsel Wilkins issued a variety of regulations concerning the Tea Party audits. So this is a direct link into the White House. Now, we, of course, don't know what went on in those meetings. Obviously, the next step is to summon Wilkins and Shulman and put them under oath and ask what happened at the meetings. But the juxtaposition of the dates certainly indicates a very likely involvement by the president. And it certainly proves, beyond any doubt, that the president's key guy at the IRS, his political crony, and the person who he chose to defend, or Reverend Wright chose to defend him, knew about this scandal all during 2012. So this is really reaching up now and could become very significant. So do follow these events closely. We'll help you decode them. Thanks for watching.